Are you cozy in the sun? Is it your birthday? Yeah. Hey there, welcome. So today I'm gonna go through my August TBR, as well as some anticipated releases for September, just a couple. Ignore the messy bed. My cat is sleeping and it's his birthday, so he gets to do whatever he wants today. But it's the end of July, so let's hop into what I'm gonna read for August. So I do have a list of 6, I believe. I have a list over here so I don't forget. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, 6 books for August, which is maybe pushing it a little bit because August is going to be busy. But I just want to go through these. Some of them, most of them I know what they're about. Some of them I am not entirely sure. But let's get started with Samantha Downing's A Twisted Love Story. This is the August pick for the Literally Dead book club with Books and Lala here on YouTube. So this is about a couple that has a very tumultuous relationship. They're always fighting and then making up. And then at some point it goes so far as to turn into murder. And I guess from what I've heard, you don't know who has murdered, but they're protecting each other from the police, and morally great characters. Gray, I don't know. And yeah, so this is August for that club, and it's a pretty big one. It's, let's see, 388, yeah, 388 pages, which for me is pretty big. Yeah. So next I have All Good People Here by Ashley Flowers. I am putting this in August because it has been a year since this came out, and I've had it for 6 or 7 months. I've had the audiobook since it came out. I started the audiobook and just wasn't feeling it, so I'm gonna read the physical copy. This is set in Wakarusa, Indiana. There is an infamous case of a murder in the town, and then there's a girl she was 6 at the time. She becomes a journalist, I believe, and moves away, comes back home, and there is somebody else, a little girl that goes missing in the next town over. So we're figuring that out. Also, apparently, I accidentally read some spoilers, but she's working on a second book. So this will be a duology, or at least it'll have a sequel. I don't know if duology is the right word for just, fiction and not fantasy, but yeah, All Good People Here by Ashley Flowers. And I'm a big crime junkie, so have to enjoy it. Next up, I'm just going in order of like the type of book I have. So I've got a couple physical books, and then I've got some on my Kindle. So next I have A House with Good Bones by T. Kingfisher. This is more horror, as far as I know, suspense, I think. This one, a woman returns home. I'm assuming it's a woman. And her mom is acting weird. So is it her mom? Is it the house? Is there something spooky going on? Not quite sure, but this one's smaller. I've heard it's a pretty quick read. It's got 243 pages, so that should be pretty quick. And then the other 3 are all gonna be on my Kindle. I'll just show you my stickers while we're here. Reading is Good for the Soul, Antisocial Book Club, Hot Girls Read Books, Emotional Support Kindle, Tarot cards, and books. Cute. So first up is going to be Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I mean, I don't know if that's the first one I'll read. There are multiple books in this series. I think there's 2 out right now, and then possible 3rd one coming out. I'm not big into fantasy, but Ninth House seems like a good way for me to kind of jump into that. I used to be huge into fantasy. I read City of Bones, Mortal Instruments, the trilogy, hot take. So yeah, I've heard really good things about Leigh Bardugo. I know that there's several, or not several, but other things that she's written. But next up, I just picked this one at random because I keep hearing about it, and it's already downloaded on my Kindle and has been for months, and I need to get through all of the books that I have downloaded on Kindle Unlimited. But that is His and Hers by Alice Feeney. I have read a handful of other Alice Feeney. I did not like Rock, Paper, Scissors. The first like 3/4 of it, didn't like the ending. Cool. But His and Hers involves, I know there's a newscaster, and then somebody else, maybe like 2 different newscasters, I'm not really sure. But there's like a murder, and then they're telling the stories, but they might know more than they're letting on. So yeah, that one I just need to read. The next one I know absolutely nothing about, but it is, I pre-ordered it, and it comes out August 8th. But it is None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. I have read a handful of Lisa Jewell books. My favorite, I think, has been Then She Was Gone. That's kind of, you know, if anybody thinks of Lisa Jewell, you'll probably think of Then She Was Gone. But I have no clue what None of This Is True is about, but it's pre-ordered and it'll download onto my Kindle that day. Yeah. And then anticipated books. First one that comes out is September 5th, and that is Holly by Stephen King. I am mostly just interested because that is my name. And that's just following Holly. She's kind of a side character in the Mr. Mercedes trilogy, and now she's getting her own book. But yeah, and then the last book I want to talk about is the 4th Thursday Murder Club book, and that's coming out September 19th. I don't know if I think that's the US release. I think it's already released in the UK, but it's The Last Devil to Die by Richard Osman. And as I was making my list, I did pre-order it, so it will arrive on September 19th, and that's a Tuesday, so I'm going to read it entirely that day. I love those books. I own all of them. I can see The Man Who Died Twice right there on my shelf, and I think the 3rd one, The Bullet That Missed, is over here. My mom has The Thursday Murder Club, the first one. But I love those books. That's what got me into back into reading recently. So I'm really excited to read the 4th one, and I love that he's coming out with a new one each year because I didn't want to wait that long. But that is everything that I plan on reading in August. So I have those 6 books. If I finish those, I'll probably add some more. But yeah, so that is everything for today. I hope you enjoyed watching him back there. And I will catch you guys next time.